Hi, it's Barb from Eat for Health, and today I am showing you how to make crispy baked tofu in 3 easy steps. So our first step is to drain and press our tofu. So most tofu comes in a container packed in water. So I've opened the container, I've drained out the water, and now we want to press it to get all the moisture out of it because we want our tofu to end up nice and crispy after we bake it. So I am going to, first of all, I haven't worked with tofu before, so it comes in a block, and I'm going to cut this block in half so I actually have 2 thinner sections which I will be pressing. So I'm going to take each section, and I have 2 paper towels. I'm going to wrap it up in the paper towel, put it on my cutting board. Same thing for the other section. Wrap the paper towel around it, like that. And then I have another cutting board that I'll place on top, and then something heavy. So this is just my fruit bowl. It's pretty heavy, so I'm going to place it on top. And I'm going to press my tofu for about, well, at least 30 minutes. You could maybe get away with 10 minutes. I would say for sure 30 minutes, but you can do longer. So now I'm going to go do some other stuff and just forget about it for a while, and then we'll be back for our next step. Hi, okay, so my tofu has been pressing for about 2.5 hours, and now I'm ready to prep it to put it into the oven. I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees, and I have my baking sheet, and I've lined it with some parchment paper. You could use a silicone baking mat. We just don't want it to stick when we're turning it or removing it, because that gets all the good crispies off. So we want to make sure we keep those. So I am, let's see what we have here. So remember, I wrapped my tofu in paper towel, and so now that's wet. It soaked up all the water. And so now I'm going to just cut it into bite-sized pieces. So you'll make this whatever size you feel like you want to do it. I like maybe 1 inch, ½ inch cubes. And in the past, I used to cut it up and then actually marinate it at this point. And I found that my tofu came out kind of rubbery when I would bake it. And so I have stopped marinating it before I bake it, and that way it comes out nice and crispy. All right, so actually we're going to put it into a bowl. I want to be gentle with it. It is extra firm, but will still break up if we're not gentle with it. So let's get this into the bowl. And I have about 2 tablespoons of vegetable stock, a tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce, a tablespoon of cornstarch, and then as an optional ingredient, I also like to put a tablespoon of nutritional yeast, just because it gives it a really nice cheesy flavor, and it's a little more stuff to get crispy on there. So we'll put in let's do the vegetable stock and the low sodium soy sauce, or you can use tamari if you want it to be gluten-free. And I'm just going to gently mix that a little bit to make sure the tofu is covered with that so that my dry ingredients will stick. Okay, now I'm going to put my cornstarch. Remember, that was 1 tablespoon. And my nutritional yeast. If you haven't gotten turned on to nutritional yeast, you need to try it. It's really good. I put it on top of pasta. I use it as a cheese substitute. So seems weird initially, but once you try it, you are going to love it. All right, so I've mixed around and everything's kind of clinging to my tofu. So I'm going to pour it onto my pan. Okay. And then I am actually going to organize it so that they're standing kind of like little soldiers on the pan. I want them separated and want them to have plenty of space. So I will, once I finish doing that, I will put it in the oven, and I'm going to bake it again at 400 degrees for 30 minutes, and about halfway through you can mix them around. I actually go in and just sort of individually turn them over, but if you don't want to take the time to do that, it'll still come out crispy. And so I'll finish placing these and get them in the oven, and we'll see you once they're all baked. All right, so I've just pulled it out of the oven. I put them in for about 15 minutes, turned them over, and they were crisping up nicely, so I left them in for only 10 minutes more. We want them to be tender on the inside. You don't want them to be all dried out. But look at this. They have nice crispies on them, and they're going to be kind of tender in the middle. So tofu is a great way to add crunch and texture to a meal without adding saturated fat and cholesterol. With this tofu, I am going to actually probably eat half of it off the pan after I turn the camera off because it's really yummy. So it makes a great snack. And then tonight I'm making a vegetable stir fry, which we'll have over brown rice, and I'll add the tofu on. And because my stir fry will have a sauce, I don't have to worry about not having marinated my tofu. So if you are new to tofu, this is a great way to add it into your diet because it's crispy, it's kind of light on the inside, and it pairs well with lots of different things that you normally eat, like salads and stir fries, and you could throw them in a taco or in a burrito, and they're delicious. So let me know if you try it, and we'll see you next time.